Recording in progress. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Angela Hines, and I am an ITAN card holder, and mostly from booking group travel. So today I'm going to talk about branded groups. So far, we have covered so many topics in this month of May. We have covered finding groups. We were able to really explore social media presence and networking, where we find groups. Things like Alignable, shared how I find groups on Alignable, how I find groups on Nextdoor, basically by offering and being curious about what people do and then offering a service, right? So that's finding groups. And then we talked about managing group cruises. What does pre-cruise look like? What does post-cruise look like? And everything in between, and managing in a group and helping them with their expectations in the cruise travel. And then we had hotel room blocks, right? What does a contract look like? What are the questions that we ask? And most importantly, how are we the liaison between our client and the hotel, right? Making sure that we're being of great service to them. And then today we're going to talk about branded groups and what is that, and how do we leverage that, and how do we once again be of service. Next week, I just want to help remind you guys that we're going to do a recap on all of these. I really want you to bring your questions. I want to talk through scenarios. We'll do a recap on anything with cruises, room blocks, but basically that session is going to be really guided by your questions and guided by what we can explore together. So if you're working on something now, bring your questions. So I want to invite you to do that this week. Try to think about, what if I had a group, then what questions would I ask? If I'm currently working on a group and I'm coming up against some obstacles, what questions would I ask? Let's work through these things. I think a working session on practicals would be amazing. So I want to be here to help you guys, and that's for next week. So this week, we're going to get into what is a branded group, right? So really, it's about their brand over your own brand, right? So a branded group is mostly businesses and organizations that have their own brand, they have their own identity, and they just need help with travel or gathering a group together. So here's a few of the ones that I have been working with. So Simply Holy Living is really about it's an organization, right? Nonprofit organization, and they do mothers in ministry retreats. So annually they do a ministry retreat. And so I work with them on hotel blocks. I work with them on a conference room and securing those type of things. And then Revolution Ascension, she is a speaker and a author. And so I help her with her travel. She does events all around the world. And I'm currently working with her on a Holland America cruise for a speaking engagement. Then we have Phoenix Fitness Fanatics. That is one I am working with the owner. It's a magazine, and they have a lot of fitness experts that do retreats, right? So I'm trying to get plugged in there so that I can help them leverage their brand, their own personal brands with travel. And then the Spring Harvest Fest, I'm excited about this. This is a music festival that's happening next weekend in San Diego. And so I am helping them in sponsoring a travel gift package. And so that I'll explain, it doesn't necessarily always need to be travel, but it can be an offering. And then I get to network. I am labeled as a sponsor. I'm going to network with the community there on Sunday. And then I can probably get individualized business bookings from there. So it's always about networking. And then the Los Angeles International Church of Christ, that is a organization, a church that I have helped them with their conferences and retreats as well. So I'm working on the marriage retreat. This is my second year working with them. And then also a big, huge West Coast Conference, which what happened last year, and it was all of the West Coast states coming to San Diego for a big conference. So helping them with room blocks and helping them with the conference space is a huge weight off of them. You're once again providing a service, right? So really, it's about their brand. So when you are talking to a client, you're trying to qualify them by listening to their vision and access the ability to fulfill it to the greatest potential that you can. So some things maybe you're not going to be able to do everything. So you really kind of help them know this is what I can do, right? But what's their vision? Do they want to go to Italy? How many people do they want to take? No different than if it were a family. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by, oh my goodness, it's a group. It's going to be a lot. Yeah, it might be. But what if it were a family of 10, right? So we kind of need to change mindset. It's just people, right? And different expectations. And so we can really be useful to these companies if we take that travel component off of their plate. So listening to them, I really highly encourage you guys to set up a Zoom meeting with your clients. Work with, if you don't have a Zoom link and it's only 30, you only have use the free one for 30 minutes, make it 30 minutes. But I think Zoom, when dealing with business clients, is hugely effective. It's huge. And the reason is because they're used to doing Zoom. It helps them see your face. It helps them see your professionalism. And it builds that like, no trust factor that you need when you're dealing with business clients. Make a clear distinction between travel and the event management piece. Okay. So when you're doing big groups and they're going on retreats or conferences, there's a lot at play when building this event. And sometimes the lines can get blurred between travel and the actual event. Now, if they want me to project manage an event, I do charge a fee for that. But I have background in event planning when I used to work in corporate. So I do offer that service, but I don't always think it's necessary, right? I do think that when you have travel, just the travel component is a lot on its own. So I don't necessarily encourage you to do both. I would stick with the lane that you're used to swimming in, which is the travel, right? So stay in that lane and say, okay, I can provide you with and help you with flights. I can help you with hotels. I can even help you with being the liaison with the room blocks, right? And helping you get the rooms and working on the contract to help you have event space. Now, when it comes to catering, the food, the goodie bags, all of those things, that's not your lane, right? So make sure that you're working. Do you have an event planner? Make sure you ask them that, because they're kind of going to assume it's you, right? And so make sure you ask them, do you have an event planner? And what's their name? Can I work with them and be happy to work with them? I know they know all the ins and outs, because that's going to be your point person. That's also going to be your hype person. They're going to be the one that's going to do the social media and engagement and get everybody, talk to Angela. She's the one that's going to help you with your hotel. And so if you have any questions regarding hotel, talk to Angela. So they're your guide. And then you also have, tell them what you offer, and then that you're a time saver, right? A lot of people want to get, they might poke you for pricing, right? If you have businesses that are very price focused and they want, what is the best pricing, then really help them understand you are a time saver. Someone else would have to do that, right? So maybe they have their event planner. That's one thing you took off their plate. They don't have to do that. This is especially true for executive assistants and admins. If you can get in an event space where, or get in a business where you are helping an admin save their time, this is going to be worth it. You're going to be their best friend. So I think leveraging that as well. And ultimately for me, when I tell my customers, it's like, think about the experience that your clients are going to have in this travel, during this travel. They're going to remember how they felt, and they're going to contribute how they felt to your brand. They're going to say, wow, that cooking experience that we had was amazing. And that was provided by, I don't know, ABC ex- experience, cooking class or whatever. So whatever business it is, like I can't think of a business, or a Revolution Ascension, right? If she was doing one and she did a cooking class, it would be like, oh my goodness, she provided the best experience for me to do this cooking class. I'm so relaxing. And then remember how they felt, right? Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a branded group example. The best way I can explain it is just to show it to you. So I am going to stop sharing and share my other screen. Okay. Should be able to see. It's loading. All right, here we go. So we have, this one is Revolution Ascension. So this is I'm using I'm using We Travel. This is a site that I love. I'm not going to do a training in We Travel. I actually am working with someone that maybe I'll have her come on since she works at We Travel, and then she can train us all. I know how to get around the basics, but for a more in-depth view, I think we should have someone for We Travel. So the questions about We Travel, I would defer those to another time, but I will tell you basically how I was able to use this tool to help her branding, right? Yes, I have my travel agility information on here, but this is really about her. This is not published because we're actually working on adding more cabins, she was telling me. So this one is in 2025. It's a cruise, and all of this information here, guys, is basically from her to her clients. This is not about me. This is not about travel agility. This is about her helping her clients understand experience. She's the one that's going to send out this link. I put it together, but she's going to send out the link, right? And basically, it's telling what they should bring, what's provided, what's included. This is important because you have one price. This person's going, oh, I pay this price and then I'm done. And then in actuality, this pricing here, this 5,666, it's for two people. This is double occupancy. So, but what they get for that price is the hotel shuttle. They get the hotel stay. They get the cocktail party, the cruise. This is with gratuities and everything. I've added in travel protection. And then they've got the conference, the shuttle, they've got training, photo shoot, and all of those. Then I kind of go into what's not covered. The airfare, it's non-refundable, missing payments, all of those type of things. Currently I have the 2 cabin options. So this is great because if you have different options, right? What if we're adding in solo travel? So there's solo cabins, so those have there's a little cost difference there. So we're adding in, there's variables, but here are 2. And then basically here are the 2 choices, right? So this is one, and then this is other. Because this one is not published, it won't let me move on, but I can show you a different example. Where's my mouse? Okay, this is an event she did a while ago, and so this one is actually coming up, and so you can have the deposit here, and then if you were to select this, it would show you, um, it would show you a breakdown. So payment plans are available, guys. This is great. And basically the client goes in and books themselves. They're the one entering their credit card information. They're the ones looking at this and saying, I want to pay in full, or I want to, here's the payments. And then the payment schedule is automatically updated for them, and then they pay. There is no credit card authorization form because I'm not putting the credit card information. This is her link sent out to her clients. Now, in the case of the one that I've done for Travel Agility, and this was just to kind of show you the payment idea. The one that I personally set up, this, because it's under my, because this, thank you, because this is under my logo, and because it's under my website, if that makes sense, my login, I should say. What happens is all of the monies are going into the We Travel escrow kind of account, and they're assigned to me, right? And then I, in turn, pay Holland America. And then I, in turn, pay with the We Travel card, right? So that they issue you a card, and then it goes that way. Now, I've checked with my Platinum, and as long as I am not receiving the funds, it's going to a separate entity, then we're fine. And once again, know this, guys, I am not collecting on flights because I don't want to do the whole 7-day back guarantee refund thing. I can't do that. So I am only collecting for the actual travel. And then I'll be able to pay for the hotel and all of those type of things. Now, I've worked with my client and I've added in, what is your fee for the conference? Do we have any buffer for any incidentals? Like, all of that has been transferred in the bulk pricing for the client. So now all of the guests, all they're doing is saying, oh man, I'm going to pay this fee and then I get everything and I just have to be on the trip. Okay, fine. If all of that's done for them, this is leveraging my client's brand. It's like, I would definitely like to know to go to that conference. But if they had to deal with Angela and say, I want to book my flight, and then I need a credit card authorization form for that. Oh, I need a hotel. Oh, let me get a credit card authorization. And then I have to book all of these separate things. That's a lot, right? Not only on me, but it also makes the guests feel like there's so much to do. This is a lot. How do I make it easy for my client and her clients, right? It is about the experience and how they feel. Yes, Lay, seamless. So using We Travel has been, really, really great for me. And once again, I think we should definitely get a training out there for this. So I'm gonna stop sharing that on We Travel and share my other screen. Okay. So another way that we can we can help with branded travel is serve their brand, right? So let's say I know I talked to you guys about I have 2 clients where I'm not necessarily booking their travel, but I'm adding value by giving them services. I gave a gift certificate to one of my clients, and they're going to raffle that off. And then I gave another, I've also given tickets through, let's use Evo Rewards. I mean, we can use it for ourselves, but let's leverage that. Golden tickets, giving them our affiliate links. If they're already have their travel booked, that's okay. What if we're using here's a link that you guys can book for your excursions. What about cruise certificates, guys? Like, that's huge. If you're dealing with a business, like, what do you guys do? What do you do for your sales promotions? Do you have any contests to promote sales? No, we haven't thought about it. I can really help you. If you want cruise certificate, basically you buy the certificate and then you can use that as incentive for your salespeople. And then they go, that's great. it's costing them $1,400, but how much rate of return, right? How much revenue are they going to get because the sales went up because of the cruise incentive, right? So let's use our links to help us leverage our brand. We don't only have to sell travel, we can provide value in so many other ways. And then we're building the relationship, because what I'm finding is, especially with the Heart Festival that I'm doing, not only do I get to network at the event and my name is going to be on the banners and on the website, I really feel like I will be able to network there, but I will be able to get in for someone else. Maybe I'll provide value to them and their brand, and then maybe I can do travel. So sometimes it's not immediately we get to book travel with someone. Sometimes we provide tickets for them and they're like so happy, but you are the resource. In the back of their mind, they're going to remember you. Not only does she do travel, but she does this, this, and this. And how do you provide value for them? So now you're a constant stay in their mind when they're doing business. So I wanted to, that's like all I have for branded travel, you guys, but I really wanted to go over questions. I want to leave time because I know that this can be a new concept in our how we do business. So I wanted to leave room for questions, but I also wanted to continue to plug that next week is question and answer. So please write down any questions, any groups that you're working on, so that we can have a session of Q&A and really discovery, so we can help one another on building our groups and actually booking them and finalizing them. So a lot of the process may not be finding the groups. It could be like, how do I work it, right? And so that's an important process. So I'm going to stop sharing and see if you guys have any questions.
Will you have this recording in the chat, or because I missed like your first part of it because I was on a different training?
Yes, I will.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. What questions do we have, guys? Is anyone working on a group?